Okay, good evening to everybody. It's another very great day. Yeah, it has been a lot of work since I came here in Nairobi to do urban gardening, and the work is proceeding on well. I think you can just see. I don't just say, but you can see with your open eyes. So today, starting for today, we'll be doing like starting a farm. So that is the lesson of today. Starting a farm. How can you start your farm? That is what I will teach today. If you want to start a farm, maybe like some people there in the group here, they are interested in permaculture and they are permaculture beginners. So if they want to start a farm, what should they do? Like here also, we started a farm at Tracy's place, and yesterday we planted kales with Bruno. He came to visit me, and we spend great moments together. So let us begin. Starting a garden.
Duncan, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Sorry, Duncan. I just put up my hand. I just wanted to say something quickly. Please forgive me. Is it for everybody here? Of course, there will be the video for this class, and there are the notes as usual. But for this work that Duncan is doing for starting a farm, I'm also putting together a proper Dancan Stanely Farming YouTube channel playlist dedicated to these processes of starting a farm. Just to let everybody know, there'll be this video and separate specific videos. Sorry, Duncan. Okay, thank you. My apologies. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, let us begin. Starting a garden. So, starting a garden. Tips to help you break ground on a garden. Tips to help you break ground. So, first one, create vision based on your space. When you want to start a garden, you create vision based on your space. The second one, make sure you are working with healthy soil. That is the very key point. Make sure you are working with a healthy soil. The third one, plant seeds. Or if that's too hard, get transplants. If you can't plant seed, you can get transplants. Same like yesterday, we get transplants with Bruno and we planted them. The fourth one, make containers or raised beds. Make containers or raised beds. The fifth one, and this is very important, understand how much sunlight your plants need. Understand how much sunlight your plants need. So those are the key 5 points on how you could break your ground on a garden. So, okay, let us proceed. How do you prepare a garden? How do you prepare a garden? How do you prepare a garden? So, under that, how to prepare your garden for spring, how you can prepare your garden for spring. That is like here in Kenya, because here we have got spring time and yeah. So the first one, for the new gardener, build a raised bed. For a new gardener, build a raised bed. The second one,
Duncan, please forgive me for interrupting. Please forgive me for interrupting. Just to let people know that if I have muted your microphone, it's because there's some noise coming in. Or I do not want to stop you speaking, right? So if you've got a question, please go to reactions and put your hand up. I'm not trying to stop anybody. I've just unmuted because of background noise. I've muted because of background noise, and I'll unmute you whenever you need. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry, Duncan.
So let us proceed. The second one, prepare your garden tools. You can't work without garden tools. If you want to start a garden, or prepare the garden, you have to put up your tools. So the second one, prepare your garden tools. The third one, set up a compost system. You have to set up a compost system which you can use later in your farm. Like we set it up a compost system here at Tracy's place. Fourth one, source your seed. You have to source your seeds. Where will you find the seeds or you gather them? The fifth one, remove the weeds. You remove the weeds. The fifth one, add compost to the soil. We did that here at Tracy's place also. We added the compost to the soil. The seventh one, start transplants. Start transplants. Then the eighth one, plan for maintenance. Without maintenance, your garden cannot go well. So that is all about that. So we proceed to the next one. The purpose of a garden. What is the purpose of a garden? A garden is a planned space. A garden is a planned space, usually outdoors, set aside for the cultivation, display, and enjoyment of plants and other forms of nature. So that is the meaning. Yeah. The most important thing in a garden, it is important to improve your soil in your garden through adding compost. It is important to improve the soil in your garden through adding compost. Like people say, we have got rules in schools. Also, there are rules in a garden or in a meeting, you know. Also, we have got rules in the garden. Rule number 1, plant the garden around the best place. The first one, plant the garden around the best place. The second one, do not make borders, create space instead. Do not make borders, create space instead. Third one, avoid following the fencing line. Avoid following the fencing line. Fourth one, never be able to see the whole length of a fence. Never be able to see the whole length of a fence. Fifth one, paths should not only lead to the shade. Paths shouldn't only lead to the shade. Paths shouldn't only lead to the shade. The next one, 80% of the plant should offer only pretty flower. 80% of the plant should only offer pretty flower. We proceed. The best way to make a garden soil. The best way to make a garden soil. The first one, spread some organic matter over the garden. Spread some organic matter over the garden. Spread some organic matter over the garden. The second one, loosen up the soil in the hole with a garden fork, not a djembe, with a garden fork. And I used the fork to loosen the soil here too. Loosen up the soil using a garden fork. The third one, dig the second hole right next to the first and fill the first hole with the soil from the second. Dig a second hole right next to the first and fill the first hole with the soil from the second. The fourth one and the last one, loosen the soil and add organic matter to the second hole. And add organic matter to the second hole. So maybe somebody can ask, what are the ingredients in the garden soil? The ingredients in the garden soil, also like people do cooking, they add the ingredients in their food, you know. So yeah, in the soil also is made up of ingredients. So garden soil is made up of natural topsoil or sand blended with relatively inexpensive bulky organic material. Garden soil is made up of natural topsoil or sand blended with relatively inexpensive bulky organic material. Ingredients like composted bark from mill operations, used mushroom compost, and composted cow or chicken manure. And composted cow or chicken manure. Somebody can ask you, what is the best natural soil to use for a garden? So that is where we go. The best natural soil for a garden. Most vegetables grow best in soil with a slightly acidic pH between 6.0 and 7.0 because most nutrients are available in that range. I repeat, most vegetables grow best in soil with a slightly acidic pH between 6.0 and 7.0 because most of the nutrients are available in that range. So you should note that when you are starting a garden. We proceed. Topsoil to use for a garden. Topsoil to use for a garden. So topsoil with a loamy texture are great for gardening. Topsoils with a loamy texture are great for gardening because they are easy to till and promote airflow. Because they are easy to till and promote airflow. We proceed. Difference between topsoil and garden soil. So this is the difference between topsoil and garden soil. Garden soil is the topsoil that has been enriched to make it better suited for plant growth. Topsoil is that soil that has been enriched to make it better suited for plant growth. Then we go to the topsoil. It's just a soil that has extra organic matter mixed in like compost, peat, or bark shedding. So that is. Also, we have got difference between topsoil and compost. Compost is created through decomposition of organic matter, while topsoil is formed over time through accumulation of organic matter and mineral salts and minerals or mineral salts or minerals. Okay, compost is much richer in nutrients than topsoil, making it an ideal supplement for soil that is lacking the nutrients. Topsoil compost is much richer in nutrients than topsoil, making it an ideal supplement for soil that is lacking in the nutrients. We proceed. Is planting soil the same as gardening soil or garden soil? Is planting soil the same as garden soil? So, potting mix is meant to stand alone as opposed to being mixed in with existing soils. So, it is self-contained product. It is self-contained product designed to provide potted plants with everything they need to grow and thrive. Garden soil is meant to be spread around. Garden soil is meant to be spread around. So planting soil is also known as potting. So that is like you potting. So I know maybe some of you may be confused. I was reading potting. So planting soil is also means potting. So that is the planting soil. You do potting with it. So that is the meaning. How to make a topsoil? We proceed. How to make a topsoil? First, what we need to do, make the nutrient based. Make the nutrient based. To create a base of nutrients, you will need to use either compost that you have created yourself. Make the nutrient base. To create a base of nutrients, you will need to use either compost that you have created yourself. The second one, add minerals. Add minerals. The third one, add organic matter. Add organic matter. The fourth one, control the acid levels. When your soil is too acidic, you can control it. The fifth one, aerate. You should aerate your soil. You should aerate your soil. The sixth one, add moisture. Add moisture. We proceed. Like now, I made a garden. So maybe you can ask me, how long can a garden soil take or something like that? So we proceed. How long can a garden soil last? Soil that is well managed or soil that is well maintained, soil that is well maintained and regularly amended with organic matter can last for up to 10 years or above. Can last up to 10 years or above. Soil that is poorly maintained and not amended regularly may only last for a few years. So that brings us that we should maintain our soil. And if you maintain your garden soil, it will last for 10 years or above. It can last for 10 years and above. The main ingredient in topsoil. The main ingredient in topsoil. The uppermost horizon is called the topsoil layer. So that is where people are living. That is the uppermost horizon layer. It is called the topsoil layer. The topsoil layer is a mixture of sand, silt, clay, and broken down organic matter called humus. The topsoil layer is a mixture of sand, silt, clay, and broken down organic matter called humus. So this is like the leaves of trees, dead plants. These are the broken down organic matter. Yeah. So humus is rich, highly decomposed organic matter, mostly made from dead plants, crunched up leaves, dead insects, and twigs. Why do you use potting soil instead of garden soil? Why do you use potting soil instead of garden soil? So we proceed. Potting soil is made up of soilless ingredients like perlite, vermiculite, and peat moss or coir have been developed with the seed starting in mind. These have been developed with the seed starting in mind. It has been developed with the seed starting in mind.
Excuse me, Duncan. Can I just quickly ask there about the word? Potting soil is made up of soilless ingredients like perlite, vermiculite, and peat moss or coir, and have been developed with the seed starting in mind. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Captain.
Okay. You're welcome. So they facilitate good drainage and aeration. They facilitate good drainage and aeration. They don't contain weeds, and because they are sterile, they are sterile. It means if they are sterile, you are much less likely to lose new seedlings to disease. You are much likely less to lose new seedlings to disease. The best vegetables to grow for beginners. The best vegetables to grow for beginners. We have got the peas or the cowpeas. So it's just overall the peas family. Radishes, carrots, cucumbers, kales, Swiss chard. I think that one are found on the mostly on the western side because I think they need cold climate. They can't do well here in Kenya. We have got the beets and the summer squash. The beets and the summer squash. So how to start innovative garden? How to start innovative garden? One popular method of innovative gardening is vertical gardening. You know something vertical, it goes across like this. So that is the method of innovative gardening, which involves growing of plants on a vertical surface, such as walls or trellis, such as walls or trellis. This is particularly useful for those with limited garden space. You understand? This is particularly useful for those with limited garden space, as it allows them to make the most of their vertical space, as it allows them to make the most of their vertical space. So today was about teaching and also questions and answering. So that is the end of my lesson. I take half of the lesson and then the half of the lesson is for questions and answers. So that is how it is. Thank you for listening. And now it's time for questions and answers. So it's about learning day by day. And if in case it's not me alone to answer the questions, but because people learn and maybe you might know something. Human beings are not 100%. So maybe I might not know something, then I can learn something new from the other person. So maybe in case you have got an answer for a certain question, everybody's free to answer. Not only me or Nicole or Wawik, because it's a really I experienced permaculture, man. I know indeed. So
Duncan, I'm an experienced video editor. All right, I'm not a permaculture farmer. I'm your editorial assistant. Do you know? I'm experienced in education. That's my experience level.
Yeah, but here now we learn.
Exactly.
And soon also you'll be, yes, and soon also as you learn also you'll start teaching people. So you are becoming so you are becoming a teacher.
This is the point.
I'm already so I'm already giving everyone the title of becoming a teacher.
This is what I believe. I believe that we have something called learn, teach, do. You learn something, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. And actually, I should do it the other way around. You learn, do, teach. Okay. You learn it, you do it, and you teach it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
Warwick, my darling, you're on mute. Let me take you off mute. Should I ask you to unmute? Okay. All right. I just thought Warwick was talking. So I believe that every single time you teach somebody, see, my understanding about permaculture and all of these growing processes is that they are safe for the planet because they don't bring in inorganic chemicals. Okay. All right. So they're safe.
Yeah,
They're not
that's
going to
me to
destroy
unmute.
the earth. So what we have is every single time we use one of these practices, we make the earth stronger. We make the earth richer. We get better crops. And we do that safely, right, in that circular system. So this is a win-win-win-win-win. Okay, this is a win for everyone. Yeah, but let me keep quiet in case there are questions because I can talk for 9 days. We got to be careful. We got to be careful of me. Bruno, questions. I'm going to unmute Bruno.
Where is Bruno?
There he is.
Bruno joined the last group. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Duncan, I do have a question, but I want to wait for everybody else to have their chances, okay? Dennis, you got a question, my dear?
No, I don't have. I'm just okay. I've been listening. I've been listening, following the teaching. I'm okay.
Good to see your great crops. It's good to see your beautiful photographs. Well done. Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's really doing a nice job indeed.
Beautiful. Very inspiring. It's really success.
Okay. Okay, I have an information to put across.
Yeah.
Last week, but one I attended a training of making solid bokashi at Arizona Place.
Yeah.
What is solid bokashi? I'm going to put that in the chat.
Solid bokashi is a manure made from local materials such as maize stalk, yeast.
Sorry, this is talking about a certain type of compost.
Just a minute, please. I continue.
Yeah, okay. He's back, okay.
A minute too.
Okay. So Nicole, about the bokashi is the guy Harrison, whom you met the day before I traveled to Nairobi. You talked with him in the video call. You remember it?
I've met a lot of people now. Honestly, I've met so many people in Kenya
Yes.
with the video chat. Or yes, I've met Harrison, which is insane. I feel like I've met him, but I've not met him in person, but I've met him digitally. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So that day before I traveled to Nairobi, I think you met him.
Yes.
So he told you about the bokashi, and he wanted us to include that in our program. And I told him after finishing up everything, then we'll start up because we have to. Things are to be done step by step. So I think we'll include it.
Did I spell bokashi right? Bokashi. Did I say it right?
Yes, you are right.
My apologies, Warwick. I'm just going to mute you if you don't mind because there's background noise. Sorry.
Hello.
Hello, Dennis.
Yes.
Yes, bokashi is a solid manure made from locally available materials such as maize stalk. We have the yeast. We have wood ash. We have how do we call it? We have top layer soil. We have We have manure. Yes.
Cow dung.
Yes, the dry one and the wet one.
Okay.
We also use water.
Yeah.
Then
No, you forgot one because Addison told me so.
I'm still
You
listing
forgot
them. Yeah.
also. Yes, molasses also.
Yes, it's what I've been thinking of.
Yes, molasses, because Addison introduced me about bokashi a long time ago. Even by the time I was still in Kisi, he told me such. So it's only that programs are so many. Okay, continue, Dennis.
Did you discuss with him how to arrange the materials when making it?
So it's a
Hello?
solid. So it's a solid compost. Does that go on the top of the soil like mulching? Would you put that on the top of the soil?
No, you arrange yani grass with the maize stalk first from the bottom. Then you add topsoil.
Okay. Okay.
Use
So it's like a hard bottom layer. Is that right? It's like a hard bottom layer. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay.
Then there was righteous. Do you know it? Righteous?
No. What is that?
We get it from rice
Righteous.
industry.
My apologies.
The
Please
remain
forgive
of
me.
rice.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Of course, yeah. Rice husk. The waste of rice. Rice husk. Like when I was in Kindu Bay, I made clay bricks from rice husk. So
Yes. Also, we have charcoal. Huh?
okay,
After putting rices, you add charcoal. Then from there, you add wood ash,
yeah,
and you put manure. You put both the wet and the dry one at the same time.
okay,
Also, we have from there you add water. Water, you put them together. You dilute them with molasses together with yeast
and
in a basin.
molasses.
Yes, you dilute in water in a basin.
Okay, it's
Then
really nice.
you spray. You can use water can or just hands.
Okay,
After completing that arranging, you turn it using spade. You turn it 2 times.
okay,
Then you leave it for 1 to 2 weeks. Then you turn it again. It will decompose until it becoming like soil, which is now. You get it? I will send it. I will send that photo to the group. How it looks after decomposing.
okay.
Yes, that is my first training of the week. Again, I attended another training for rearing chickens at Rangwe. We taught how to design the house, the types of the kitchen, material needed, types of drug to be used, kind of diseases affecting kitchens, and how to go about them. Also, we were taught on the marketing. I think all those.
Okay, that is so wonderful, my brother Danish. Yeah.
Thank you.
So in making I think in about chicken rearing.
Yes.
To my advice, if you want to start chicken rearing, then what we should do, don't go for they're called what? I don't know. You should just choose the local chickens because they are
Now
you know
that one
they
now
eat grass.
The local one and the grade one now depends on your aim of getting income. It now depends. Like the grade one, you are told Sasso. Do you know
Yeah.
Sasso?
No.
This
You mean
chicken
what?
with red yolk,
Okay.
purely red color, red in color.
You know, yes, yes, me to my advice is because you should use the local ones. It will save
Hmm.
money, because the ones which you are saying you will need to buy, you will need to do for them dosing, something like that. You have to inject them. I see, and these
The
local
local
ones,
one, the local one you are talking about. What you are talking about is staying with kitchen, but here we are now rearing for income. Yeah.
yeah,
If
but
you
it's
want
still the same.
income, you have to use those drugs and buy foods.
Yeah,
Yes. So
this
that's
is
why we are going for the grade one, because in terms of eggs layering, it has a
yeah,
large, it lays large number of eggs in a year compared to the local one. Yes, that one
yeah, but
can give you more
yeah,
income than the local one.
yeah, I know, indeed, I know. If you want to maybe rear the chickens for eggs, you go for the ones
Mm.
you are saying. But if
Yes.
to me, my advice, if you are starting, it's when you are starting, when
Mm.
you don't have still money, if you don't still have got income, you start with the local ones. They will really
Okay.
help you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Another thing,
yeah,
I think last class we had last week,
yeah,
this
yeah.
one, Bruno raised a question on a keyhole in a hilly place where the
Yes,
pathway should face
yeah,
in case of watering, thing like that.
yes,
So my finding and the result is,
yeah,
when making a keyhole in a hilly place, the
yeah,
pathway should face upper side. In that, when you are
yeah,
adding water,
yeah,
the water will flow inside. Are you understanding? The hill is upside, then you make that pathway facing upside. So in case when
yeah,
you are watering, the water will just go direct to your site of planting. Are you getting?
yeah. Okay, that is according to your experience, But
Yes.
me too, according to my experience, and I've made so many kale gardens for different people. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where the keel should face. You know,
Mm.
it doesn't matter where the keel should face. It doesn't matter at all, because still you say that the keel should face downwards. See, it's
The
like you
pathway,
are arguing that.
the
Let
pathway.
me just talk. Then I give you the time, because here we
Mm.
are to learn.
Yes.
So it's like you are arguing that when on a hilly place, you should place the keel facing the upper side. That it means, if it's like you are arguing that when you are pouring water, it's like it will flow coming down. You
Yes.
understand? Still the same, like when you make the kale garden facing the downer side, if you pour the water, it's like still it will come downer side. It will spread coming the downer side.
Let me ask you, Duncan.
Yes.
For the good, yani for a kale to get enough water, which can
Yeah.
sustain for a longer period,
Yeah. Yes.
should we water upside or water should come from down upwards?
For even distribution of water, a kale that is well made, that is well placed,
Mm-hmm.
it should be like a kale garden is like a balance. It's like a balance, it balance. It is something like balance. Like you see, Joseph, I made the kale garden, and the kale was facing downwards, and the water is going on nicely. So me, according to it's like I'm talking through my experience, what I've done. So I made the kale garden. It's where the I mean the farm of the Joseph is it's like also a sloppy, but the keyhole garden was facing downwards. And you can see the results. Still the crops are growing there. And he's saying the water is distributing well. So that is so to according to my experience, it doesn't matter where the keyhole garden should face, so long as the keyhole garden you built it in a stable way, you know. So because a keyhole garden is made out of different, it's like organic matter materials that if you pour the water on the upper side, it will be absorbed. It doesn't matter, you know, it will be absorbed. If you again pour on the sides, again, still the other side will absorb water. This is because first you put the organic matter down on the side, down like the you can put anything you want, like the dead organic material, maize stalk, you know, something like that. So
Okay.
yes, so to my experience, it doesn't matter where the keyhole garden should face. So
okay, what I'm trying to say, in a keyhole we have the dumping site, yes?
Yes, of course.
There also we should be adding water, right?
Yes, of course.
That dumping site is close to the pathway. Are you getting now?
Yes.
When this pathway faces downwards to the hill, not outside, what do you expect? This water will automatically follow the pathway going down. Then if we make the pathway facing upside, when we water through the dumping site, that water will automatically move inside the keyhole, not outside. Are you understanding?
So let me answer you. You say that there is a compost that is made in between the keyholes in the keyhole garden.
In the dumping site, in the keyhole, yeah?
That dumping site is not meant to spread the water. The dumping site is meant to put the dead organic materials like the kitchen waste so that they can rot there. So you add the water, a little bit of water there so that they can rot, but it is not meant to spread the water all over the keyhole garden. That is why it is called compost dumping site in the keyhole garden. It is meant to drop the dead organic materials inside there. You add a little bit of water so that it can decay, you know. So it doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Stanley, can I just say something quickly? Please forgive me to the people who I have muted. I've sent a group message and I sent individual messages. I only do this because of background noise in the recording. Yeah. Okay, so please unmute yourselves if you need. I feel terribly guilty. I don't like muting people, but it's just to keep the sound down for a clear recording. Thank you so much. Okay. Of course, if you want to speak, unmute yourselves. I actually do have a question, Duncan. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can ask.
Thank you. Now,
not me. You ask the question to the group, not me.
Okay, I'll ask the question to the group. Okay, I'll ask the question to everybody. Now, my understanding about the natural farming no-till strategy, okay, is because you don't want to turn up all the soil like that, because when you aerate the soil, you are allowing, with that aeration, that oxygenation process, for more molds and fungus to grow. Okay, all right, my understanding, which can effectively slow down the stability and the health of the roots. Look, Duncan is nodding because he's a happy teacher. Oh, you're a happy teacher.
Yeah.
You're my teacher, Duncan, right? So it slows down the capacity of the roots to cleanly absorb the nutrients and the water from the soil. Okay. But so I understand that the whole layer is you do not till, you pull the weeds to get them out, and then you mulch heavily on top. Okay, even mulching in a nursery bed will be fine to protect them when they're growing. Amazing strategy. Okay, and that mulching will retain the water. It will all the nutrients will pass down, and so forth and so on. And of course, you can leave a layer of compost, all right, before you mulch. Is that also correct?
Yeah.
Even without tilling, so that all absorbs down and it's protected by the mulching on the top. Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. And amazed
Yes.
by this fact as well. I'm seeing Mr. Thank you, Warwick, as well. You're nodding. Whew. Okay. So this is amazing as an industrial scale strategy. As Warwick said, they're using this in a whole province in India, which is amazing. But my question here for your starting a garden, it all makes beautiful sense to me. And I'm not trying to catch you out, Duncan, because I know nothing and you know everything and everybody. But the policy here, what you've suggested in the starting a garden, is the aeration of the soil. Okay, is that because it's a smaller scale? It's not on the bigger scale of a farm that you've suggested for aeration there. What would be the reason for suggesting aeration in this instance?
So, if you want to start your farm and, starting a garden, it means it's a small based garden, it's like a kitchen garden,
Yes.
So, aerating the soil will help,
Okay.
it will help in maybe decomposition of the soil or, something like that.
That also makes sense, because what you'll do when you have that small, please correct me if I'm wrong, when you have that small garden, which is more in an urban space, okay?
Yeah.
All right, okay?
Yeah.
What happens there is you've got to then improve the quality of the soil, okay? Because you don't have a rural organic farming history. You've got to improve the quality of the soil. So then you would have to do that intervention to aerate and to compost and to move that humus over into that loamy soil and so forth and so on. Is that correct? So you're engineering better soil. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. You've really answered my question. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Nicola, I could also add that when you start a farm, unless the soil is good soil to start with, you often have compacted soil exposed to sunlight, and aeration may even be just putting a few holes down to allow water to penetrate better.
Okay.
It's like a beginning process to thaw out, if I can say, expand the soil.
Yes.
Particularly, as I say, if it's been neglected and compacted or bare for a while. So it's I don't think it's so much to turn it over completely like the old plough did. I think it's like maybe to get a pitchfork into it and give it a wiggle. To allow some things to get into it, as you improve it, more can penetrate down.
That's really interesting. Thank you so much. Because, of course, you've got to make that soil ready to start the growing process. It's not an advanced soil, as you say. It's highly likely to be an unadvanced soil or very, very primitive or basic soil. So you're creating all that home composting and everything. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, back to Warwick. Warwick, according to your experience, because about the keyhole garden, about where the keyhole should face, what do you think?
I'll confess I haven't made a keyhole garden before, but yes, I would say whichever side is convenient. As you mentioned, if you make the keyhole on the downside, you can walk into the keyhole more readily, and the garden is on your upside, which is part of the idea to, have a raised garden. Well, it may not be classically the raised garden, but anything that brings it, you don't have to bend your back so much, is a convenience.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Okay.
I often think that kitchen cupboards in Australia are far too low for me. So it's like making a workbench maybe as high as you can. That's convenient. So yes, like you said, Stanley, on the downside of the hill seems good. I don't think it matters so much, as you mentioned before, about whether you have northern sun or southern sun. Well, of course, it's always better to have your back to the sun so that your hill is facing the sun. That's maybe another way to think of it.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's really, like you said, I think convenience.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Nicole.
I've had another question about this, and it's about the keyhole garden. Okay, so now I understand right in the middle there, you've got your compost basket. Amazing. So that's fantastic, like particularly in the urban context, because it's a raised bed effectively. All right. Okay, so it's going to get more sun. It's going to heat up more quickly. All right. You've got all those systems, which are amazing. And you're taking that compost. But now this is just, I think I need to double check the notes. But my understanding is that compost is going to decompose. Yeah, the bottom layer is going to decompose. Now, is the idea there that bottom, here's your basket. So here's your basket, and the bottom layer of the compost will decompose. Is the idea there that decomposition filters out into the keyhole garden? Or is the idea that you take the compost from the top? Or is it that it goes in from the bottom into the source? Which one is correct? I'm seeing Warwick nodding.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
the one
like,
where,
okay, well, we can answer that.
okay, see if I'm right, see if you agree with me, Stanley. But
Yeah.
yes, I think if it depends on the input of, you know, how much stuff you're throwing down to compost, but in a regular system, you'd be surprised how much volume compacts into compost, like 5 into 1. So if you're feeding the top, I would imagine you just let whatever happens at the bottom with the worms distribute into the garden.
Okay. Thank you.
You may need to pull out some of your compost if it's the wrong type, and some things are not composting quickly enough, or you know, give it a stir up at the top end to make. But down the bottom end, I think it's I think that is similar to the other Fukuoka's idea of, you know, of no-till garden, that you just let it, whatever organic matter is coming down, you leave it alone. I've had friends who want to lift the garden, put compost into the soil, and then put the mulch back on the top. Whereas if the mulch is cheap enough, just put the compost down and put more mulch on top. Like keep laying it and let your mulch become compost. You know, if you have the luxury.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? Because it's sorry, Warwick. Sorry, carry on.
And to disturb the soil as little as possible, you know, and to protect it from the sun, keep the moisture in. Yeah,
very interesting. Yeah. Thank you so much. It was one of those things that have bugged me for the last week. I was thinking, right. So thank you. It's that really helps. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So I want also to again answer Dennis. I want to tell Dennis that also a south-facing keyhole allows you to put smaller plants and frequently harvested plants near the garden's interior, easily access to harvest, something like that. So that is what I now got right. You know.
Because with the south facing, you're getting more direct sun, so you've got a higher turnover, higher growing rate, and higher turnover of plants. Is that correct?
Exactly. That is what our week was explaining. Yes. You should put it facing the sun.
Yes.
So it will be south. Yeah. It will be south.
So it's raised, and it gets that direct sunlight there, like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we'd all like to live on the sunny side of the hill. Everywhere in the world. We don't always get what we want. There are type of 4 faces of the hill: north, south, east, and west. But you know, ideally in the southern hemisphere you have north-facing land. In the northern hemisphere you have south-facing land. But the world is not a complete hill.
Yeah, exactly. The world is definitely not a complete hill. Thank you. Sometimes it's just lovely to have those questions answered, because sometimes they go around in my head for a while. Okay, they just travel in my head for a while before they land. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Duncan, don't worry about Dennis has left, but it means that the question is still in the video, which is all good. Your answer is still in the video. It's great. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So
Mr. Adero.
He has muted.
Bless him. I just unmuted because he had lots of background noise, and I don't want to disturb the recording, so it's easier for people to listen. So I've just asked to unmute. There he is.
Yes, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
It's very, I'm still on my way to home, so I can't talk much. I'm really enjoying the lesson though.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I think that's why I've muted, because I will interfere with the recording and
Yeah. All good.
yeah,
All good.
thank you.
Thank you,
Just
Bruno.
in the next 5 minutes, I will be there right in the home.
Excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
I'm just going to mute you. Please forgive me. Duncan, can you tell us what you're going to be working on in the next couple of weeks? Because it gets very exciting to hear your latest work.
Yeah, we are still planning a lot of things because I was invited to a school. He just joined the meeting. Red Hill, something like Red Hill Academy. Yeah, he's the guy. He's a guy he owns a school here in Nairobi. He's a friend to Tracy, and Tracy introduced me to him, and now we are very good friends. And I will be basically, we were planning to go today, but due to some inconveniences, because Tracy is not at home now, so I think in the course of this week we will go there. Then we'll see what to do. Also, there we will start a permaculture garden still there too for the children there to grow vegetables.
Fantastic.
So,
and again, they will learn, do, teach. They will learn, teach, do. Okay, that's what's going to happen. They're going to do every single time you do that. You're basically increasing. You know, every single one of those children becomes what I call, and I call this in my eco education course, which is coming out online by the end of the year. Right, you got to download the app, Warwick. Will you download the app?
I will. Yes, I can say what app? What's app?
It's not ready yet. It'll be out by the end of the year. Okay, I'm working with the digital. I created an eco education course, blah blah blah, but it's coming out on all platforms by the end of the year. Yeah, in my course I call it units of change. All right, so every single time you teach somebody a permanent long-term green solution, and then they start doing that thing, yeah, that person starts to teach that to somebody else. Okay, everything needs to be focused on solutions. All right, and organic farming is a permanent long-term solution. Yeah, fine for people and fine for the planet. So we focus on that, and we grow that, and we grow that, and we grow that, and that's why it's my honor to learn from you and to support in this way, because I know that in this process we're supporting something that is safe for everyone and safe for everyone forever on this planet. Okay, so that's why it's such a thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's really a pleasure to see you guys in this meeting, you know, and also to see you again in the meeting, which is still not known, but yes, to be announced by Nicole as soon as possible.
Well, Duncan, it's a consultation process, my dear. You are my leader. You're my capitan, all right? You're my teacher and leader, and I'm your assistant. So it's a consultation process, all right? You and I agree, okay? It's according to everybody's availability and so forth and so on. What I want to say, Duncan, is it's been my delight to see that, and again, it's not just, we're not trying to be Kim Kardashian. We're trying to do the right thing by the community, okay? But it's been very delightful to see the growth of your channel, Duncan, and to see the increase in the views. So what I want to hear you say, Duncan, is I want to hear you say that everybody must like, subscribe, and share your videos.
Yes, of course. Yes, and that's why I'm sharing it in my Facebook page so that everybody can easily access it and also learn. Yeah, you know. So I think everybody in the group knows they should subscribe, watch, because you know by this time, like now we were learning, you might miss some of the things. Then back there you can sit down with your phone and now view, and
that's
you get the
precisely
ideas.
it. That's precisely it. So it's a joy. It's a joy to learn from you and to know that every single time you do one of these classes, 100 people can view, 200 people can view, 300 people can view. The sky's the limit, my dear. The sky's the limit. Okay. Hello, sky. Hello, limit. We see you. That's the limit. All right. So Dancan, you've got to become a YouTuber now. You've got to go, hello, I'm Dancan Stanley from Dancan Stanely Farming. You've got to like, share, and subscribe. Do you got to, Dancan? When I make my videos, I always remind myself, I'm a YouTuber. I've got to say, like, share, subscribe. Okay, so you got to say that, Dancan. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notifications bell. Come on, Dancan. Say it.
Okay. It's nice to hear that anyway. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. You like, you share. 3 things, 3 key points. Like, share, subscribe. The last one, and learn from it. Don't just like it or share it, but you don't learn from it. So
perfect.
Yeah.
And hit the notifications bell so that you always see when a new video comes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Proper YouTube vibes, man.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dancan, would you like to... Hello?
At Dancan Stanley, I'm very grateful for the lesson. I'm happy to have learned a lot of new things. Maybe some I knew in 3 years back, but I've come to recall them. I'm very much happy of it. But I plan that I will join the next lesson very early so that I can at least contribute to the lesson. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruno.
Thank you so much.
And remember as well, you can go away with your questions and come back into the WhatsApp group, or you can put them underneath the video in the comments. Dancan will pick those up. I'll make sure of that. And also you can ask them in the next question, all of your questions. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruno.
Thank you so much.
Dancan, do you want to end your class, my dear?
Yes. Yes. I'm happy. So I've been overworking since I came, and I'm like somehow like weak, but when each and every day I work today, I feel weak, but when I wake up tomorrow, I feel strong. So that is nature. So when I feel always weak, I always go to interact with nature. If you interact with nature, you'll be okay if you are sick. So it's always good to enjoy nature.
Just to add on top, I'm very happy for what Dancan is doing. I visited him at Tracy's. I saw he's really overworking. I think he's overworking. He's doing much. I think today he has also done something. A day can't go without him doing something. I think that is.
Are you on mute?
Oh, that is like his nature. He has already.
Today I did the mulching.
Yeah, I thought I let him. It was to mulch today. I'm just to see how the farm is looking today.
Yes,
I think you're going to send some. You sent
already
some
the photos. I sent the photos to Nicole and also to my page in Facebook. They are there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you can just add some.
Sorry, Bruno.
You can just add some. You can just add some to the WhatsApp. So because some people are not friends with you in Facebook.
Yeah.
So that they can. Yeah.
Yes, of course. I will send them in the group today.
Right.
Dancan is a force of nature. Sometimes, and sometimes I advise him. I say, Dancan, you must rest. And then Dancan says, I'm not so sure about that. All right. Just forget about it. I'm busy. It's not going to happen. But And I say, you've got to look after your very good self, Duncan. And he says, I know. And then he goes back to work.
He's ever working.
Yeah, work hard and and respect people.
Yeah.
Respect is the most important thing in life. Without respect, even if you have got a million of money, you are nothing, because people will not value you at all. But with respect, even if you have nothing, people will value you. So respect is
and even without respect, what we need to know is that we must learn, so that in whatever case that you are doing something, at least you have some idea of which you can explain or do something about it.
I always think in these instances, it's not just respect for other people and other people's work. Yeah. Okay. Like you need to stand with people and say, this is your work and I support it and I respect it and I learn from it. It's not just respect for other people. It's actually also self-respect. Okay. Because if you're going to cheat, lie and steal, okay, where is your self-respect?
That's no respect at all.
No respect for yourself, no respect for other people. There's just no respect. And it's not good enough. It's not okay. And that's why Duncan is the anti-nonsense policeman.
Yeah.
Zero tolerance. Zero tolerance for this nonsense. Zero tolerance. Okay? Zero tolerance. Not allowed. Not acceptable. Not okay.
Yeah.
So if you are not honest with yourself in this world, then you are like a waste product.
100%. So my position is a very tough one.
Yep. Okay.
Duncan.
Yes.
I respect your wisdom immensely. Right. Yep. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Much respect. Much respect. Yes.
Thank you so much for everybody who joined the lesson, and let's catch up in the next lesson. I really appreciate you people are committing yourselves to learn.
Great. There
is a way for everyone. There is a way for everyone.
Yes, there is always a way. And my aim is, in future, I want to travel to each and every person in my group. I want to see them. Even if it is you a week, let's hope for the best.
Because these are programs which are permanent solutions. They're permanent solutions, permanent green solutions, for the planet. And with the more we encourage a green and organic food solution program, right, that everybody can understand and use, the more we have a powerful lobby in other capacities, politically and economically.
Okay, so we can finish up. Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you, Duncan. Are you all right, Warwick?
Oh, there I am. Yes, I'm fine. Yes, there I am. I have a voice after all.
Look after your good self, and I hope you recover soon.
Yeah, I'll come back even more handsome.
You're going to be devastating. You're going to be devastatingly gorgeous.
You're still handsome.
You'll become more handsome.
Wild.
Yes. Every human being is handsome.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, great.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Have a nice week ahead, and we'll meet in the next meeting, or we'll still talk in the group.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.